Well, hello everybody. My name is Ling Min Hui. But for today's video, what are we going to be talking about is about financial math problem that's related to investing situations. So for this situation, it's been provided by Minho, and for this video, I'll show you guys on the way on how do I basically solve these ways and how do I make my choose for this problem. And also, I'd like to provide you guys the solutions and etc. But for this video, our quick requirement first is that I'll solve them mainly on the formulas that I've learned before and also on the problem solving way that Ms. Pratt once have said. So first, we are going to be looking at the facts first. So what do we have here is that we have two choices when we're investing. Imagine I have $80 and I want to invest so that I could have some big interest and so that I could earn at least something from my investments. So we have two choices here. First, we have Bank A, which is 8% interest per year, and Bank B, which has 10% interest per year. So these are our two valuable things that we need to remember. Here, Bank A, 8% of interest, and Bank B, 10% rate interest. Alright, so that's what we need to remember first. So let's now come up and gather data. So what are we going to do is that we need to think if our first way here is that we will put $50 in Bank A and $30 in Bank B. So what do we need to do here is that we need to find out how much will we earn. How much will we earn each year if we invest in this way? And we also should need to know if it is greater, if it has a greater amount or less amount, then we simply put $80 in Bank B. So that is our data gathering part. We need to look at what we need to find out and what do we need to have to help ourselves to do with this problem. So my plan here, before we do anything, my plan here is that we are going to be looking at this formula here, which is interest equals to principals times rate. And so this plan here will help me to come up with the interest of each bank and the interest of each investments, so that we could estimate how much is there in each investments. So let's come straight into the strategizing part. We will actually put our plan into our life. So first, what do we need to do is we need to solve the amount of money that we got for Bank A and Bank B first. So what are we going to be doing that? We're going to solve the interest of each of them. So first, on Bank A and Bank B, first Bank A. As we've known before, we will invest in Bank A $50, and the interest rate is 8%. So what are we going to be doing is we're going to use 50 times 0.08. 0.08 is equals to 8% if you don't know. So we're going to be tying them up, and our solution here is $4. So keep that in mind. You could write it down or keep it in mind, but make sure that you remember it. To make sure that you remember it, just write it down. On Bank B, what do we have here is $30 that we're going to invest into. And so our interest rate is 10%, which is equal to 0.1. So 30 times 0.1 equals to $3. So adding these up, finding the sum of these two interests we have here is $7. And so that's what we get. So what about on the second way? We just invest those $80 straight into Bank B. So Bank B has a percent interest of 10%. And so 80 times 1 times 0.1, 0.1 is 10, it is equal to $8. And so now, let's come up with your solutions. We've got $7 in the first way of investing, and $8 on the second way of investing. Well, we don't even need to think a lot because straight away we could see that $7 is less than $8. So Bank B, if we invest straight $80 into Bank B with their 10% interest rate per year, we're probably going to benefit maybe just about $1, but a penny is worth a fortune, right? So after this math problem, what do we need to understand here is that really small decisions could happen in our daily life at any time that we wouldn't even know. And so if we actually could calculate it out, could actually estimate the stable amount of interest that we could get, it will be way much more better. It will have a lot of more benefits than what could we think. So because of that is the reason why I think that it's really, really important to actually focus on not just like looking at the data that we have, but also we need to come up with a plan to strategize and to actually put it into life. So we could see the actual result, and that we could actually calculate out how much we will benefit and if it's actually worth it to, so that we could actually do it out in real life. And so that is all about my financial math problem video, which I've talked about the math problem being provided by Minho. So thank you so much for listening. Goodbye and see you next time.